Hey YouTube, Kier Twig here, bringing you guys an update to my Watt family deck profile for July 2015. A couple of you guys have been asking me to, update this deck. It's been a while since I have done an update for it, but still a lot of fun to use, so I thought why not? So let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. This is the Watt family version. It's the best version in my opinion. And going pure Watt, you rely on the abilities of the Watts and the Ma and Pa cards. So we'll go ahead and go through it. I run 3 Watt Cobra. This is probably one of your main Watts of the deck. Its effect is this card can attack your opponent directly, and when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack, add 1 Watt monster from your deck to your hand. So you could search out another Cobra if need be. You can search out Watt Giraffe, whatever the situation calls for. This deck is all about getting cards to your hand, having early game search. So it's great to use 3 of each of the Watt monsters in this deck. Speaking of the other Watt, I run 3 Watt Giraffe. This card's great for, you getting your field set up with Watt Giraffe. If this card attacks your opponent directly, which it has the same ability as Watt Giraffe, it can attack your opponent directly and inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack. You can make sure that your opponent does not activate any spells, traps, or spell and trap effects or monster effects until the end phase of the turn, because they're unable to. So it's great, you can get your field set up, the Exceed summons you want, the cards activated you want, and not have to worry about anything until the end phase. So it's a good card to use, just to lock your opponent down and do what you want. And for the family part of the deck, I run 3 Pa Hunter and 3 Ma Hunter. Both of these cards share the same ability that once per turn you can normal summon 1 level 4 light monster. It's a Thunder from your hand, except for Pa Hunter as an additional normal summon. So you can even loop their effects. You can summon a Pa Hunter and get a Ma Hunter, then summon a Pa Hunter again and get another Ma Hunter. As long as you're interlooping, it goes around their whole restrictions of their effects. But they're great because you can also field swarm, Watt Giraffe, Watt Cobra, whatever you need for the situation. So it's a great card just to, speed up the process of the deck. And I also run 3 Thunder Seahorse. This card helps search for cards in the deck. Basically, you can discard this card to add 2 level 4 light thunder type monsters with the same name with 1600 or less attack from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect of Thunder Seahorse once per turn. You cannot special summon during the turn you activate this effect. So you could search out any of the cards you need, whether it be Pa Hunter, Ma Hunter, Watt Cobra, Watt Giraffe, for the play that you're going to do. You can't special summon, of course, but there are a lot of other decks that can help protect your monsters in this deck, so you don't need to worry about that for that turn. And since all the cards are light, I do run 2 Honest as well, pretty much just staple. Keep your opponent wondering if you have the Honest in their hand or not, if they're going to go for your low attack point monsters. And for spells, I run 2 Recycling Batteries. This card just helps to get resources back into your hand that you already use, whether it be from detaching Exceed material or something like that. And I also run 3 Messenger of Peace. It's just a trolley card that I like to use. The whole monsters with 1500 or more cannot attack is great, and you only have to pay 100 life points, which means you can keep it around for a good amount of time. So you can have your low level attack point monsters that can attack directly, hit your opponent. And if they end up blowing one up, they only have to fear another one coming next turn that you probably have in your hand. And I also run 3 MST, just for that back row hate. A lot of cards like Torrential can really screw with this card's Field Swarm. And I also run 1 Raigeki and 1 Dark Hole, along with 1 Soul Charge, once again, like Recycling Batteries, just to reuse the cards in your graveyard. 1 Book of Moon, and I also run 3 Pot of Duality, another great card just for, searching. After you use Thunder Seahorse, you can use Pot of Duality, since you're not going to be special summoning anyway, to get, the cards you need for your plays. And I also run for traps, 3 Waboku. This, along with Messenger of Peace, is great, just to protect my little monsters from attacks and whatnot. Really annoys my opponent when they can't hit, my weaker monsters. And 2 Mirror Force, along with 1 Compulse, 1 Vanities once I get, my setup. And I just need to normal summon mostly in this deck. Special summons are just an added bonus, so this really helps as long as, nothing gets sent to my grave. And 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. So that's it for the main deck. We'll move on to the extra. I run 3 Starliege Paladynamo. This card's probably the best Exceed in the deck. You require 2 level 4 light monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 2 Exceed material from this card to target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes 0, and if it does, the effects are negated. And when this card you control is destroyed by your opponent's card effect or by battle, you can draw 1 card. So, get over the heavy things your opponent has. The effect is negated, becomes 0 attack. It's very easy to hit with even your low-level monsters. And you get a draw ability off of this guy's, secondary effect. And I also run 1 Deltaros, 1 Daigusto Admiral, 1 number 101, 1 Castel, 1 Exciton Knight, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Love of All Chain, 1 number 50, 1 Pap, 1 Cowboy, 1 number 39 Utopia, and 1 Maestro. So really level 4, needed deck, extra deck for this deck. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.